Okay, we're about to be live.
Excuse us.
You are. Well, good afternoon, everyone, or evening, I should say. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our monthly student and staff recognition event, also better known as the Superintendent Citation Program. I'm Pamela Smith, Communications Director, and I'm blessed to have members of the communications team here with us this evening. Mr. Jack Garvey, who is our webmaster / photographer. Also, Mr. Kyle Holmes, who is our graphic artist extraordinaire. And then Mr. Dennis Walker, who is manning the television station somewhere in the sky. No, I'm just kidding. He's actually on the third floor. On behalf of Superintendent Poor and the administration, we want to welcome you all here. We are always excited to celebrate the excellence that comes out of the Little Rock School District, and you are representative of that this evening. Now, one of the missions that we have is to not only celebrate you, but also to get you out of here within an hour, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. It just depends on how much waxing poetic Mr. Poor does, or Dr. Roughton, because both of these wonderful individuals love to speak. And this is Mr. Poor's last party with us. So it is truly bittersweet because this is only the second time that we get to do an in-person citation celebration this year, but it is also Mr. Poor's last. So I imagine it might be a little emotional for him because he enjoys this celebration as much as I do. We also want to remind you that this is being aired on Comcast Channel 4 and UVerse Channel 99, as well as our YouTube channel, which is www.lrsdlive.com. So if you have family or friends anywhere in the world and you want to take out your phone and share a note with them to say, hey, I'm being recognized this evening, we would love to have you do that. But most importantly, we want to celebrate you in this room tonight. So as part of our celebration, we also have some refreshments. We have just a few elementary age students. It might not be as big of a problem for our teenagers because they're doing exams, so they might want the sugar. But parents of younger students, unfortunately, we're going to sugar them up and send them home with you. And you are welcome to take extra cake because we do have a lovely cake as part of our refreshments this evening. Also, we'll be taking a few photos, and these photos will be posted to our website, so you are, not our website, I'm sorry, our Facebook page, so you're encouraged to share and like those photos. So we're going to go ahead and get started because we want to respect your time. We are proud to celebrate our first honorees who epitomize excellence at even a young age. The Volunteers in Public Schools program, or VIPS, recently hosted an Evening for the Stars, where we honor outstanding volunteers. Tammy Blaylock and Jackie Merrill do a fantastic job in hosting that event. We host it each April, and we get to recognize community members, staff members, and students from across the district. Well, what is so amazing is that we get to bring in talent from even our youngest students. And this evening, we are so proud to have one of our youngest artists here who actually he was commissioned, if you will, to create a piece of work for Mr. Poor as the Champion Award recipient. So we're going to ask Mr. Samaj Thompson, a kindergartner, to please come forward so we can give him a citation. And Mr. Poor, if you'd like to say a few things about Samaj, we're going to hand you.
For me because this is the
Hold on.
artwork that he did for me for the award. Oops, sorry. So sorry. This is the artwork that he did for me for the VIPS award. And man, when he came down and at first I didn't have any idea that a kindergartner could do this kind of good work. I mean, it is amazing. And then, are you smiling yet? Because when you smile, man, you could light up a room. I'm telling you, this young man could just light it up. And he lit me up, not only because of his artwork, but because of just his joy that is so obvious. And what a nice thing as the parent. Ms. Carson, I know you're always excited to have the Booker Art students come up. Would you like to say a few words about this young man?
Samaj is very talented. He's a bundle of energy, and when he can run, he does. Everywhere. But he's a delight to have, and you see his $1 million smile. He is truly a special, special person, and we are so thankful to have had the opportunity to work with him this year.
Now, I want to make sure do you remember what high school I said you had to attend? Because there's a whole bunch of people. Do you remember which high school it was? What one is it?
The high school.
Yeah, you got to go to high school for sure. You remember the name of that high school?
Parkview.
Parkview. You got to know your audience, okay? And we know that tonight we got a bunch of patriots in the house. So this young man will be recruited up, and this was just such a wonderful thing that's going to go up on at my house, and when I get when I leave this district, because this is just something extra special, and I thank him so much for this wonderful piece, and it was a great way to be honored and recognized by having a young man like this put together the artwork. So thank you so much, and thank you to your mom, who's in the audience too. Do you want to tell us what your mom's name is?
Pookack.
She's got a face looking at you right now, so...
What's my name, Mike?
Quasar horned poo.
Okay.
Cat.
We want to give him one more big hand, and thank you so much. Okay. Okay, go back and see your mom.
Well, isn't that awesome? And we want to say congratulations again to Samaj, and also thank you, Mom, for being such a great supporter of Little Rock School District and honoring us with your presence and supporting Mr. Samaj. And I think Samaj has a big sister attending Booker too, so we're looking forward to having you continuing in the Little Rock School District family. So congratulations again. We also just want to give a shout out to Paula Aguilar Ortiz. Is she a fifth grader? Yes. So she is progressing to sixth grade now, but Paula created the artwork that was presented to our Jane Mendel Award recipient, and Jane Mendel is the award in her name is the highest honor that you can receive as a volunteer in public schools in the Little Rock School District. So Miss Denise Persons was the recipient of that beautiful piece of artwork, and it is reflected on our social media pages and our website, so we invite you to be sure to take a look at that work. Again, congratulations, and thank you so much for being here, Dr. Carson. Speaking of art, we celebrated across the district at all levels during our annual Artistry in the Rock event. We began awarding scholarships to students when we were in person, and Dr. I.J. Roughton, who is the chairperson of this event, has made it her mission to continue the practice, even though we have had to celebrate with the virtual gallery the past couple of years. And I want to give a special shout out to Jack Garvey of our team, because when he found out we could not do it in person, he took it upon himself to try to create this beautiful gallery so the arts could continue to be celebrated at Little Rock School District, and really in a more meaningful way, because now everybody everywhere could visit the gallery at their leisure, and they could see a lot of the beautiful work that was presented by Little Rock School District students. So would you guys give a nice round of applause to Mr. Jack Garvey? And I will tell you that Jack is quite passionate about getting that done, and he works very closely with Dr. Roughton. And so we're just proud of those efforts. If you've not had a chance to visit the gallery, it is still available on the website. But Dr. Roughton is here this evening. She's going to help us honor the scholarship recipients, and I'm going to let you do the honors, Dr. Roughton, and I guess all from Parkview Arts.
Triple hit.
That's the way we do it at Parkview, right? It's the Patriot way.
I have to give another shout out to Mr. Jack Garvey. I'm telling you, I could not ask for a better right hand and left hand together. It would not have been possible last year when we didn't know what we were doing, and this year we knew a little bit better what we were doing. And he put it all together, and I just thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. Anyway, Artistry in the Rock scholarships. You know, you get scholarships for many things, but art people, they have brushes and paint and reeds to buy and all those kinds of things. You don't get scholarships for that most of the time. Well, the Artistry in the Rock Scholarship is for those things in particular. And this year we are awarding a $1,000 scholarship to each of these young ladies from Parkview. And the department chair is here, Mr. Matt Taravast. And so I have an award, and Mr. Poore has an award for you as well. So let's start with Olivia Johnson. And she's going to be attending the University of Central Arkansas, either studio art or graphic design. Matt. And the next one would be for Miss Amy Martinez, or Martinez. Okay. And she's going to be attending the University of Arkansas at Pulaski Tech in art education. And our last recipient is Jade Rivers. And she will be attending the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville, the Faye Jones School of Architecture and Design.
Let's bring everybody together now. Dr. Rotten, can you come in too? And the ladies will have you know, some people, ladies in the middle, our recipients. Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you, Dr. Rowden. And this is to let you know that the arts are indeed alive and well in the Little Rock School District. We believe in providing lots of options for our students and families. So when you're serving as ambassadors, which we believe you all are and will do so, remind them that if they're looking for a plethora of opportunities, that Little Rock School District is the only district of choice. How about that? So thank you very much again, Dr. Rowden. We are always honored to recognize young people and their gifts, and this I know will mean a lot to them as far as scholarship money, because being a parent of a former student myself, I know how expensive that can be. So parents, I know you're very excited. So students, y'all need to give your parents a nice round of applause for loving and supporting you all these years. Thank you for being here tonight as we honor
Ms.
these
Smith,
awesome
we
parents.
also recognize our teacher once again, because I think that's a huge thing. Matt, thank you so much for your efforts, and it means a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Terravis. So Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School continues to shine, whether it's the creative or the performing arts. As a matter of fact, they just recently had their dance recital. That is captured on video, so if you'd like to check that out, you're welcome to visit our Facebook page, our Twitter page, also LRSD TV, and you can see the actual recital from, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. But in addition to that, we are fortunate to recognize quite the performers in the way of public speaking this evening, and they were a part of the annual Ralph Vines Public Speaking Contest. And what I love about this contest, and unfortunately, Mrs. Addie Morris and the namesake Ralph Vines could not be here with us this evening, but they've made it a commitment to support young people in helping them become confident, poised public speakers, being able to get up in front of audiences. And Ralph, by the way, has a speech impediment, and he understood and understands how important it is to be able to speak publicly. And so he decided to found this particular competition where they recognize young people and their gifts in public speaking, and they give money to everybody who participates. So that's the really cool thing. But the best part about it is the grand prize, drum roll, is $1,500. Yeah, so they're very serious about making sure young people understand the importance and their investment in this effort. And we are honored to have some of those winners this evening. LRSD has always had an impressive showing, and we can boast of back-to-back wins of the Winthrop P. Rockefeller Grand Prize recipient in our district. Last year, it was from Pinnacle View, and it's still from a view this year, but it's Park View this time. So without further ado, we're going to recognize the students who are with us this evening, and I'm not sure who all is here, but as I call your name, if you are here, please come up. Ariana Williams. Joy Jeter. Deshaun Bracely. Camille Gardner. Elliot Spann. Kirsten Davis. And last but not least, Mr. Dylan Patel. And Mr. Poor, if you don't mind, I know that Dylan was a first place winner in his category as well as the grand prize winner of $1,500. And then, Ariana, if you could remind us about what your prize was and what you placed in the competition.
Ariana, you want to go first?
I got first place, and I got $500, and my speech was on COVID-19 and the impact on the healthcare system.
And what grade?
I'm in 9th grade.
Ninth grade. Okay.
So we get to keep her another year,
Not
and
afraid of
maybe we're going
anything.
to bring home that $1,500 again next year.
And it sounded like we had a little bit of a debate going on within the family of where you get this talent. Mom, Dad, Grandma, do you want to get into the debate?
My grandma, because she stay talking.
Okay, now that is out there for the world right now, so thank you so much. And while we got you, if there was something you're going to aspire to when you're 25 years old, what will that be?
I want to be a public speaker.
Okay, I think you're
There we
set.
go.
Now, this young man, we've had Mr. Patel numerous times, so Little Rock is probably well aware, but he did pull home the grand prize. And he's got several distinctions that are coming his way beyond this particular award. Probably the most amazing thing is where you're headed to college and what pursuit you will go forward in college. Do you want to share that first?
I'll be attending University of Missouri Kansas City School of Medicine, where I will be pursuing my medical degree.
But he's doing it as a freshman. Okay, he's already
Yeah,
in
he's on
med
a
school as a
fast track.
freshman. So this is really something. And then could you tell us a bit about your speech and what it represented?
So my speech was about building confidence in students, not being afraid to answer questions, not being afraid to make mistakes in general, not just students, but also everyone, to not be afraid to make mistakes.
And this kind of follows a passion that you've had throughout high school to try to support the voice of young people, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
And with the medical approach that you're headed towards in Kansas City, is there a form of medicine that you'd like to be involved in?
I'd like to be involved in some sort of surgery, but I'm going to keep an open mind to everything.
Very good. And we have the parents of both of these fine young people here tonight. We want to recognize you and thank you for being here. We also want to thank Grandma, because that's a key contributor. Okay, don't want to leave that out. And let's give these two fine young people another round of applause. Thank you both. Congratulations. By the way, Dylan, I forgot to ask, how much did you come home with?
$1,500.
$1,500 scholarship, yep. Okay, thank you so much.
And I would like to add that their speeches may be seen on the Ralph Vines. If you search Ralph Vines, we've also linked it to the Little Rock School District blog site, but if you search the Ralph Vines site, you will be able to see their individual speeches. So if you want to know more about what helped them bring home the big money, and then next year, Ariana, so you're still in the running, we get to keep you a couple more years, so we got to keep that grand prize in the Little Rock School District family. So we'll be looking forward to what you do next year. And I also want to add that next weekend we will be doing we do an annual ad in the in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette newspaper of all of our scholars. And so Dylan will be one of those prominently featured, and we encourage you to be sure to pick up your copy of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette high profile section and also give a shout out to all of these outstanding young people on social media, because we want to make sure they know how much we appreciate them and encourage them. So a couple of weekends ago, LRSD celebrated its annual culminating event for One Rock, One Book. Now, if you don't know about One Rock, One Book, or One District, One Book, you might have been under a rock. I say that jokingly and lovingly, of course. But that has been an initiative that's been very important to the Little Rock School District as we work to build literacy among our young people. All of our elementary students read the same book at the same time every year. And if you were with us a few years ago, well, I guess our first book, you would remember Lemonade War. Yeah, we did it big, and we've done it big ever since. And I think this year probably is the biggest we will be doing it or have done it to this point. We had an opportunity to bring students in from all over the district at the elementary school level to do a Shark Tank type presentation before judges. And their pitch was to create a food truck after reading the book Lunch Money, and they could do whatever they wanted to. If they could come up with a favorite food truck and what it would offer. They had to study how much it would cost to build it, the kind of equipment they would need, what the menus would be. So it was a lot involved. And our students pitched before judges, and they pitched for, yes, cash prizes. And we've got the winning team here. I'm sure Mr. Poore will want to talk more about them, but the winning team, drum roll again, from Jefferson Elementary. So we're going to ask the teacher from Jefferson, Ms. Kazort, to come up, and that's fine. Would you, you can stand over there if you want and talk and tell our audience about this wonderful, we should have asked you to bring your food truck, but they actually, their food truck presentation was deemed the best presentation of all, and so they won money, and they're going to tell you all about it, and I'm sure, again, Mr. Poore will want to add to that.
Let's go ahead. Now let you begin.
Okay, so we worked for well over a month on our recycling and sustainability unit, as well as our financial literacy unit. And we built a food truck. What did we call it, Tap Ellen? Go Dog Go. What did we sell? Drew? Hot dogs? Hot dogs. We sold hot dogs, and all of our hot dogs were named after what, Tap Ellen?
Go Dog Go.
Well, they looked like Go Dog Go, but they were all named after book.
Clifford
Clifford and
Bad Guys.
the bad guys. They were all named after book characters, right? Yeah, and we came up with our prices. We shopped Costco and Sam's menus, and we figured out all the stuff we would need to stock our food truck, and then we built a 3D replica of our food truck. So, it was pretty hard work. Was it fun?
Yes.
Well, and I want to tell you that they also got to then present at the Economics Arkansas board meeting. Now, the Economic Arkansas board meeting is like a who's who of all the head finance guys that are in a part of the state. And so it's people like Mr. Jim Walton, it's people like folks that run Dillard's, it's the big law firms, you name it, these people are on this board because they want to try to get financial literacy. And the cool thing about this is that, you know, exceptional children can do exceptional things, okay? And so that's what ended up happening here is that we had exceptional young people come together. They worked on theirs for over a month, if I'm correct, to put their package together. Others probably put it together a little bit faster, but these folks did it for over a month and learned a lot of skills that will help them be better at home, as well as being able to do things when they go into their transitions in life and so forth. So it's really, really exciting, and I'm so excited that we have some of the team members here. Now, one of the things you brought up is I owe you something, right? What do I owe you? You remember?
Money.
The money. We got to work on the money part still. So, with want to recognize our Chamber of Commerce, who donated money, which will end up being just about $2,000 total for the 3 different groups of prize winners. This group at Jefferson will walk off with $1,000, and we'll get that to them hopefully soon. I got pressure coming. So Parents, we want to thank you for having your families here and your kids here tonight, and we have some certificates. And we're going to give those to the teacher. And can we get guys one time with a picture here? Okay. Yes, you can.
This is Drew Garman.
Thank you, Drew.
My whole class worked on this. And then this is Tap Allen Glass.
Okay, so Mr. Glass, you hold up your certificate. We'll take a good picture. There we go. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations,
Have a
and
good rest of the night.
thanks again, parents, for being here. And I'll tell you, if you've never seen a pitch, well, I don't know, you probably have watched Shark Tank, but it was so impressive to see these young people, how they had really studied and researched their ideas, and then when they presented them, they were well thought out, and they spoke really well, and that's really what this is all about in terms of showcasing our young people and what they're capable of doing. So I thought it was awesome. I'm an old person, but it was just fun to be able to watch our young people shine that way.
One of the best products that I thought, boy, we could all invest in is a food truck that was called Fortnite Soul Food. Okay, so what it meant was that every one of the soul food items was tied to a video game. But while you place your order, then you get to go over to the side away from the food truck, and they had video games all set up so that you had something to do while you're waiting. And I thought, man, we should invest in that thing right now, and we'd all probably get bank. So it was a really good things that went on with our kids. And ultimately, we also hope to create our own Little Rock School District food truck. We're kind of running out of time at the end of the year, but we'll bring these kids back together next year to help us with some of that. So thank you all for parents for your participation in this, both the Jefferson parents and parents all over our district for One Rock, One Book. It's one of those things that I'll always remember being really a fun activity that we did in Little Rock all together, students, parents, and staff. And that's what makes this incredibly good.
Absolutely. Well, a huge part of what these students would be learning is financial literacy. And we've enjoyed a great partnership with Economics Arkansas, which not only allows students to get a good handle on understanding money, but managing money, which is probably the most important thing at a very young age. So the next group of students, they were so impressive that they might be able to give you a tip or two when you leave here after winning big in the stock market games. Do we have any of our...
We do.
We do? Oh, that's right. You said you were here. Awesome. So Mr. Graham Goodlow represents Pinnacle View. Is Mr. Goodlow here? No? Okay, but we have the students. Okay. And then we also had Miss Megan Prettyman from right next door at Little Rock West. So I'm going to ask the students to come up. I have the names of a couple of them. And then, okay, so we've got Adnan Nathani. Is that correct? Close, maybe? Also, Francis Sturts. And in case you're wondering, for those of you who might not be familiar with the stock market game, they get virtual money to invest. They also research. And as a result of their researching and investments, they get to reap the benefits of lots of virtual money. I know they wish it were real money. But anyway, they've got some great tips, and perhaps they'll share some with you. Would either of you guys care to talk a little bit about the game process and why you participated? You thought it was so fun?
How much you got as a part of winning the competition, and then second, if you can come behind it with some of your strategies.
So in total, we won $125 for the whole team, and it was just us two playing, and it was a year-long game that we played, and it's not really real money. It's based off the real stock market game. You just follow it, and a lot of people might, it's like you follow a chart, and you look at it, how it's doing, and you research the market and how the stock does.
And out of the strategies that you used, what made you nervous and what actually created some of the best benefit to you?
Oh, well, one of our problems were we went from all the way from the top. We were like at first place at one point, and then we went all the way down. And it was a scary, little experience for us, but we ended up going all the way back up. creeping back up, and then we end up getting first place, all off of just, keeping, cool, making sure everything's okay, and our strategy, end up working.
It worked out. Was there a product or anything in particular that caught you guys' attention that you really thought was
Tesla.
Tesla?
Yeah, Tesla's a big one.
Okay, and you stuck with that the whole time?
Yeah, and a couple others. There's a couple like medical stocks that we also invested into, but Tesla was a big one.
And what made you pick a stock like Tesla or some of the medical things? What drew your attention to them?
Medical is mainly because of COVID-19 right now, and Tesla, they're doing a really good job at their new cars coming out really well. That's mainly reasons why we invest.
And you both are at West High School right now, and tell me what grade you guys are in, and then would you mind also sharing kind of if you have a plan or a thought when you're 25 years old, what will that look like? And I'll start over here this time.
11th grade, go to Little Rock West, and probably IT for
IT type
yeah.
position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go into 12th grade, but I'm in the 11th grade, and probably I'm going to have my own business.
Yeah, I think that's kind of being mapped out right in front of our eyes right here with
I
both
do
of
have a
these.
quick question. Can you guys share how much money you made?
In total, we made about $116,000.
Yeah, we'd love for that to be real money, wouldn't we? But congratulations.
Yeah, and we want to also thank both of your parents for being here tonight and appreciate their support and having you here. And thank you for allowing both of them to be in our district as well. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you.
Is our Excel student here this evening? No? Did we miss anyone? Awesome. Well, it's almost time to eat cake, ladies and gentlemen. So before we do a quick wrap-up with closing remarks, would you all do me a huge favor and just stand where you are and give this gentleman a nice round of applause? It's his last Superintendent Citation program with us. Thank you all. You may be seated. I have joked with him a lot that these parties are just never going to stop. We're going to have never-ending celebrations and parties in honor of Mr. Poor's tenure here. So, Mr. Poor, I'll go ahead and say our last announcement, and then you can have some final remarks if you don't mind. But we do have unfortunate news about the weather. Obviously, many of you have been watching it just as we have. And because of the impending threat of severe weather, we've had to adjust our graduation plans. And so we are still having graduation. That's the yay part. But we will be moving two of our graduation ceremonies to Thursday. So that information is on the website, but Parkview and Central will be at 10 a.m. and 12:30 on Thursday, respectively. And guess what? It's supposed to have lots of sunshine, so it's going to be a beautiful day. And then we will be following up with parents with regards to Hall and Little Rock Southwest, depending on what the weather is planned for their Wednesday ceremony. We'll be following up by noon tomorrow. So we just wanted to make you aware of that. The good news is we're still celebrating. This is going to be slightly delayed, all right? So would you like to come? You got to come up here to say it. Okay. Yes, Mr. Poor, would you indulge Dr. Rowden? Thank you.
Usually not a choice with Dr. Rowden.
I wanted it to be on record that these 6 years, I think it is, I have not been happier to have an administrator such as Mr. Poor who supported the arts, and I'm trying not to get, but I am. Today, there's a lot of concentration on technology, but without the creativity and the artistic mind, technology would mean nothing. Who designs the boxes that the things go into? Who designs the things? And Mr. Poor has supported us, Dr. Fletcher and myself, in the Fine Arts Department. He supported us and helped us go through the years with Artistry in the Rock to continue it. We celebrated 10 years of Artistry in the Rock. And I just wanted to be public about it. I'm going to miss you.
Shoot, I thought I was just going to have it easy tonight and just be able to celebrate, but I've gotten a little emotional already. But, you know, as I'm talking to all of you, and I'm talking to the people out there in a variety of different ways. I keep getting asked, you know, what's the big highlights, you know? What's the one thing? Well, there isn't just one thing. There's so many things that have happened that are just really tremendous, you know, over this 6-year span. And you know, some of them are big, big things. You know, you can't take away the fact that, you know, we've been able to give teacher raises, and we didn't quite get there this year, but it's going to happen in the fall, I think. So, you know, it's still to come that we're going to get that second raise for educators and for our classified people. And in this district, that's big because it wasn't happening. It hadn't happened since 2013, but we've done that. We look at the thing of getting our district back, getting a board, and then being out of state control. That's a big thing, you know, that we can all celebrate. And it really wasn't even that long ago. It was only a year ago, but it seems like it's so far back because everything is so immediate now in our day and age. We pass an election, okay, and the election had 75% of the vote, and that 75% of the vote represented every single precinct voting for the Little Rock District to go forward on capital projects, and those are moving ahead right now. And that's all very exciting. Those are all big things, but you know, to Dr. Broughton's words, the most important thing are the things that happen each and every day that are little things that allow a young person to have voice, okay? The young man that's a kindergartner that gets given the chance to be the person that draws a picture for the superintendent for a pretty cool award. To young people getting to create and do and represent not only who they are, but the voice of others, okay? Through speeches and debates and plays and dance and music. Those are also cool, but also through things that are like the economic stuff, you know, of being able to compete and win a competition, even though it's coming from an exceptional classroom. It didn't matter. They beat out everybody, okay? And these were real judges, okay, that said this was the best presentation. So there's so many things that I could say that would say these are big things, and boy, I'm proud of them. But what I'm most going to remember about just stuff with Little Rock are all the little things of getting to interact with some of you on a regular basis and seeing you not just in the schools, but seeing you at a restaurant or seeing you at a ball game, those type of things, at a play, those kind of things have meant the most to me because it's just so much fun to interact with just you. We have a phrase in our district. I hope it stays, hope it sticks with Dr. Wright, which is the power of us. This district has a tremendous power. We should never let anybody take it away. We should always make sure that we fight for it. We should always make sure we're promoting what the Little Rock School District is about to others, okay? Because this place has it going on for students, for parents, for staff, and for our community. And it all happens because we are a community. So thank you so very much for entrusting us. I feel like I've done 1,000 speeches on this topic, and each one I try to make a little bit different. I so appreciate everybody being here tonight, okay? This was a cool one to have as a memory as my final thing. So each one of you as students, I'm looking out at you and I'm thinking, man, what a great thing you all just did over the last couple months. Thank you. You made us look good, but you also made yourself look good, okay? And you represented your family. I know your parents are proud of you too. So have a wonderful evening. Go eat cake, eat a bunch of it, okay? And have a great evening. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you again. Thank you, Mr. Poore. We remind you that this will air on Comcast Channel 9 and UVerse Channel 99. It will be rebroadcast. You can also access this video on www.lrsdlive.com, which is our YouTube channel, and on lrsdtv.org. I said a whole lot, but if you click on one of those places, you will surely find us. Be sure you also follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Thank you again. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Now let's go enjoy cake. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amanda is one of my students.
Is that right?